Hi, this is Kelly Hightower, and this video is of an elementary science lesson.
First, you will make predictions on all of the objects. Will the objects reflect, refract, or absorb the light shined onto them by the flashlight?
The first thing I notice is the angle of the camera. It appears to be set up in the back corner of the classroom, which allows the viewer to see almost all of the students and the teacher at the same time. This is a great angle because it shows us what all the students are doing at any given time during the lesson.
Made predictions for all of the objects. Test them by using the flashlight. Record what you have observed. Does it reflect, refract, or absorb the light? Then give a short description of what you saw.
The audio on this video is great. When the teacher is talking, her voice is clear and easy to hear, and this is probably because she appears to have a microphone on her.
So, I'm going to help you out to start off with. Don't touch your box yet. In this first column, everybody eyes up here, where it says object. I'm going to tell you what to write right now. You're going to write cup in the first box. You're going to write pencil in the second box. You're going to write paper in the third box. You're going to write spoon in the fourth box. You are going to write foil in the fifth box. This is aluminum foil, but I'm not going to make you write the word aluminum. You've got a shiny penny. Make sure you do write the word shiny or new. And then write dull penny or old penny in the last box. Alright, so I'm going to do the first one with you and kind of show you what you're going to do. Before we get started, we all know not to shine a flashlight in our eyes or in anybody else's eyes because these are really bright ones, actually. Yeah, this one is really bright. So don't shine it in your eyes or anybody else's eyes. So what you're going to do is yeah, this one's bright. You're going to shine it on the cup. So we'll do the cup together. Does this reflect the light, refract the light, or absorb it? Reflect or absorb? Absorb.
The teacher engages students by walking them through an example of the task that they will be completing, which supports learning for the whole class. She asks them whether the light is being reflected, refracted, or absorbed when it is shown onto the plastic cup, and the students shout out their answers. Throughout this teaching video, this is really the only place that she elicits responses from students about the content they're learning. She also appears to be drawing on prior knowledge here, since students seem to know what reflect, refract, and absorb mean in the context of this activity. But there is no review or mention of the definitions of these terms in this video, so there's no clear example of her linking students' prior knowledge to new knowledge.
So you are going to write absorb in recordings. We're not doing the predictions for this one because I'm kind of showing you. But I want you to go down the list and predict what you think is going to happen with each of the objects. When you're all done with the predictions, then you can test. Got it?
If you look around the room while she's giving her final directions, many students seem to be looking around or down at their papers instead of looking at her. This signals to me that they have stopped listening to her and are probably eager to get started.
Jolie. Okay, I think there's the bottom drawer over there. They all do different things. So once you make your predictions, then on all the objects, then you can test. Any questions?
Here she asks if students have any questions after they've already begun working. This means that they probably were not listening to the last few things she said, as previously noted.
Okay. So, you have to decide. You have to decide, what you think before you test, and write it all here. And then once you test it, you figure out what it is, then you'll write it over here. Got it? Got it, Bryson? You got it, Lance? Okay.
Here the teacher is providing support for an individual student who needed the directions repeated. She asks a couple of other students at the table if they've got it, and then she walks away.
Y'all get it? So right now, of all the things that we have written down, you're going to make a prediction about what you think is going to happen down the middle column. Yeah. So like you'll try to make a prediction of what you think will happen with the pencil, with the paper, with the spoon. Got it? Well, you put it in both since I skipped the prediction part with that one.
She moves on to a different table to check for these students' understanding, and she ends up repeating the directions again at this table. A student asks a question, but the viewer is unable to hear the student's voice, making it difficult to get the whole picture of what is going on in the conversation.
Okay. Have you all made your predictions? No? Wait till Annie's done, and then y'all kind of work as a table to do it. And share the light and the materials and stuff.
When the teacher walks up to this table, the students do not appear to be engaged in the activity, since one student is not even facing the rest of his table members, and the others are looking down at their papers as if they don't really know what they're supposed to be doing. When the teacher asks if they have made their predictions, the answer is no. Since she's having to repeat the activity directions at each table, this tells me that her directions were either not very clear or the students were not paying attention to her while she was giving them. This conversation is also the first mention of the fact that students need to share materials. This might have been obvious, but the students did not really seem to know this.
Did y'all get it over here so you're going to look and see? So, do you think the paper will reflect, refract, or go? Okay, so then you write it there. And it's that same thing with all of them. It's okay. You got it, Scarlett? Yeah, y'all have to share. So whenever y'all are making, like actually testing it, just kind of work together. You got it, Naomi?
At this point, students seem to be actively engaged in the activity. They appear to be working together at their tables, and muffled conversations among students can be heard at each table, although what they're saying cannot be heard clearly.
You're just going to write what you think. You don't have to write a full sentence. You can just write like what you think will happen. And then you'll eventually test it and write what you think. Yeah, the light's really bright, so don't look into it.
What I noticed overall is that this teacher's lesson is interesting and engaging for students. However, she did little to link prior knowledge to new learning, since there was no review of terms or discussion about the material before getting started. She did not elicit many responses from students other than, "Do you understand the directions?" There's really no conversation about what the students are actually doing or learning, since she's more checking for comprehension of instructions. However, students are given the chance to work collaboratively at their tables, which is a great tool for promoting learning. Since this activity gives students hands-on experience with the content being taught, it does seem that they are constructing meaning, despite the fact that the teacher has minimal interaction with the students regarding what they are actually learning from the task.